Good morning, and welcome to Living Bread Radio's Liturgy of the Word. Today is Friday, May 25th. Today's readings are from the letter of St. James, chapter 5, and from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 10. Today's reflection is from Father Ovidiu Marginian from St. George Romanian Catholic Church in Canton, Ohio. And now, in communion with the Church throughout the world, let us lift up our hearts to the Lord in prayer and song with Liturgy of the Word.
Kyrie eleison. Kyrie eleison. Christe eleison. Christe eleison. Kyrie eleison. Kyrie
A reading from the letter of St. James. Do not complain, brothers and sisters, about one another, that you may not be judged. Behold, the judge is standing before the gates. Take as an example of hardship and patience, brothers and sisters, the prophets who spoke in the name of the Lord. Indeed, we call blessed those who have persevered. You have heard of the perseverance of Job, and you have seen the purpose of the Lord, because the Lord is compassionate and merciful. But above all, my brothers and sisters, do not swear, either by heaven or by earth, or with any other oath, but let your yes mean yes, and your no mean no, that you may not incur condemnation. The word of the Lord. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus came into the district of Judea and across the Jordan. Again crowds gathered around him, and as was his custom, he again taught them. The Pharisees approached him and asked, "Is it lawful for a husband to divorce his wife?" They were testing him. He said to them in reply, "What did Moses command you?" And they replied, "Moses permitted a husband to write a bill of divorce and dismiss her." But Jesus told them, "Because of the hardness of your hearts, he wrote you this commandment. But from the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one. Therefore, what God has joined together, no human being must separate." In the house, the disciples again questioned Jesus about this. He said to them, "Whoever divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery against her. And if she divorces her husband and marries another, she commits adultery." The Gospel of the Lord.
And now the Bread of Life, a reflection on today's Mass readings by Father Ovidiu Marginian from St. George Romanian Catholic Cathedral in Canton, Ohio.
In the Epistle of Holy Apostle James, again, first reading, he highlights the fact that we have to be careful. Don't judge so you don't be judged in the same time. But what he tells us something proactive. He says, persevere in goodness and in patience. And when you speak with somebody, be as plain as you can. Not try to trick him or trick her or do anything that you can because you're smarter and so on and so forth. If we're smarter, we have the ability to actually be able to do the best, not the worst in our lives. And that's why Jesus says, your words should be yes, yes, and no, no. Not try to make as many philosophies as possible to explain how God is in our lives. We can show it, not necessarily just to talk about it. In the Gospel of Mark, the beauty of that particular gospel is very interesting because it tells them about the Pharisees approach him about divorcing their wife. Moses giving them that letter of being able to allow a bill of divorce, as they call him. In the end, what it's mentioned over there is togetherness is something that God has created from the beginning of the creation. He wanted us to be together, men and women, to be able to be reflected in our life in such a way that we are one. But in the same time, to be able to do that, you have to choose wisely, not just based on your instincts. Choosing the right person makes the process of life even better. Life together as a marriage is not easy, and that is understood. But the main thing is to be able to have that preparation prior to be able to ask God to give you the direction in life so you choose the right person for you to be together. And when God bless that, is forever, because that is what it's meant to be. Let's ask Him today to give us the ability to look into our lives so togetherness is something that we will have for the rest of our lives.
Prayer for Spiritual Communion. My Jesus, I believe that you are present in the most holy sacrament. I love you above all things, and I desire to receive you into my soul. Since I cannot at this moment receive you sacramentally, come at least spiritually into my heart. I embrace you as if you were already there and unite myself wholly to you. Never permit me to be separated from you. Amen.
Prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel. Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our defense against the wickedness and snares of the devil. May God rebuke him, we humbly pray. And do thou, O Prince of the heavenly hosts, by the power of God, thrust into hell Satan and all the evil spirits who prowl about the world, seeking the ruin of souls. Amen.
Liturgy of the Word is a production of the Living Bread Radio Network in Canton, Ohio. For more information on this or any of our local programs, log on to livingbreadradio.com, where you can listen on demand or subscribe to any of our podcasts.